Alright, so I finally watched Peacemaker. I got through the first 3 episodes, and, yeah, it, it is not very good. Um, it wastes no time getting right to identity politics. Like, as in the first episode, in the first scene, he wakes up in the hospital, and then they say, like, oh, don't worry about it, like, you're all healed up, don't worry about it. Uh, You've been here for 5 months. You can go ahead and go home. I'm discharging you. So he walks over to to a janitor, and that's where you see oh, you're the racist hero because you kill criminals, and they imply that the majority of the criminals that he kills are, uh, as they put it, POCs. Uh, and then it keeps going on, and it just drags you out of the show every time they bring this up. It it's not entertaining. It's not like a commentary on culture that you might find in anything else. It is really bad. And then I think the next scene, the very next scene after that, is the let's put it nicely, the plus sized black woman, uh, and that actress is not right for the character, I don't think, because they want someone to deliver these like sassy lines, and she can't do it. Like, she wants to, but she just can't, and she feels so out of place. But they answer that. I don't know if it's in the first episode or not. I think it might be at the end or the beginning of episode 2, where they tell you that she's not only has like all these qualifications that I don't think she really has. I think that Amanda Waller just buffed up her resume so that she could work there. Because Amanda Waller is like her mother or her aunt, something like that. I'm blanking on it, but it's nepotism that got her the position. Oh, but I'm jumping ahead. So, the second scene of the first episode, you see her and her lesbian, like, I think they're married, so wife, and they share a kiss, they have dogs, and then they talk about them having children together. I'm not a scientist, but I don't think that's how it works. Uh, you probably need a little help. And they're not talking about, like, adoption either. So, in the show where the main hero, well, like, hero, anti-hero, is supposed to be, like, killing bad guys, we're getting a discussion about this. Oh, and it keeps happening. Like, the show starts to move on, and then they drag it right back into it. And, like, that's not even the worst part about it. The worst part about it is it doesn't hold your attention at all. It is boring. It's so different from what I would expect from James Gunn. Like, all the great character work that is in the Suicide Squad is just thrown out the window in the Peacemaker series. Like, Peacemaker isn't even the same character from the Suicide Squad as he is in this series. Like, in the Suicide Squad, he was a very serious, stoic guy. He didn't understand sarcasm, but he understood, like, a trap. He understood the importance of a mission. Like, in this one, he just leaves out a document telling him, like, who he's supposed to eliminate for some random woman that he meets in a bar to read, and then she ends up being one of the targets. He's like, what? And he trades in his helmet for a taxi ride, Like, as important as the uniform is to him, like, it makes no sense for him to do that. It just completely throws the character away and is like, like it. I find it hard to believe that James Gunn wrote both of these characters and thought they were the same. But yeah, the first episode was not very promising. The second episode, he kills the girl by making his, or actually, I'm skipping over a very big part, because his dad is just a racist, so, like, blatantly, and he's watching an Alex Jones equivalent. So apparently there's a new trope about Alex Jones in Hollywood, and it's here to stay. Wonderful. So you meet his dad, and he's watching, like, Alex Jones equivalent, and then he gives Peacemaker a new uniform, and is like, now go kill some, and then he puts in some bad words for a lot of people, and it's like, go kill some, I'll just say minorities, and Peacemaker's like, that's not what I do, and then he's like, I don't care as long as you kill a few of them. It's like, wow, another old racist person, old racist white guy. Haven't had that in any media recently. Like, wonderful. But at the very end, he gets arrested. Actually, it might be episode 2, but he gets arrested and brought into the police station, or gets thrown into the jail, and then he walks up to, like, some black kid and is like, hey, this is my spot now. And the kid, like, sees all these other white people moving around and is like, okay, fine, I don't want to die for the spot. And then the dad sits down, and then they all start giving him the German salute from the 1930s, and saying the words that follow that. So it sounds like he's just the leader of, I think they call him the Grand Dragon or something. They just make it look like he's the head of the certain organization. So yeah, that's just wonderful. That makes me want so much more. But I mean, they have this squad of people that are working with Peacemaker, and the dynamic of them working together just isn't there. The like, I can't even remember their names. There's the blonde girl. There's, like, the head black guy. I can't even remember their names. The head guy seems pretty cool. There's I don't remember his name, but they call him Diebeard. Yeah, I can't remember any of their names, and it's not. They just don't even. There's no, like. There's no connecting the characters. They're just all there working side by side, but they're not working together. There's a character named Vigilante who, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't make him gay as soon as, like, the first episode, because he's like in there, and I was like, he gets way too excited when he sees Peacemaker, and I was like, oh, okay. But when Vigilante finally finds Peacemaker, he's in his house crying because he killed Rick Flag, and he's pushing everybody away. Like, oh, I wish I could be friends with Diebeard and the rest of the gang, but I just push them away. And he's just, it is so bad. It's after the series, they're gonna call it a look at toxic masculinity or something like that. you can already see it, and it just is so annoying. Like, take the character seriously, make him do some cool stuff, but if you want him to be the bad guy, you can make him do some bad stuff too. You can make him take it too far. Like, that's part of the beauty of what they did in the Suicide Squad, was he did everything he had to do to make sure that information didn't get out. He killed Rick Flag so that he wouldn't leak the information. But in this one, he's just crying in his room. Oh, man. But anyway, so they go, I think this is the start of episode 3. They go and, yeah, it's episode 2, episode 3. They find a senator that's on their list to kill. So they go to his house and they're watching. And then Peacemaker freaks out because there's not a dove on his gun. And he's like, fine, I'll draw it myself, but it never turns out right. And then he draws it and it's like, ugh. And he whines. And then him and the blonde girl, she's such a Mary Sue. She beats up a bar full of people. And it's like, just leave me alone so I can drink my beer. And she says it like that. And then she beats up a bar full of men who weigh like 100 pounds more than her. But anyway, so episode 2, episode 3, they're like staking out this house. So her and Peacemaker are sitting and watching, waiting for their opening to kill the senator and possibly his family. And Peacemaker's like freaking out about killing women and children, even though it's established that he killed women and children already. I don't understand. So they finally, they wait until night, and then they finally see their opening, and then Peacemaker can't take the shot, so Vigilante comes out of a bush. It's like, here, let me help you, buddy. And then takes the shot. And he gets 3 of the 4 of the family. And so it's the dad that's left. And because they figure out that they all have this like alien inside of them. So yeah, the dad then comes out and knocks out Peacemaker and Vigilante, and takes him inside and starts interrogating him. And the blonde lady gets like knocked out, and then rolls down a hill. So he just leaves her, and his guards come and like find her, which she kills, of course. So then Vigilante and Peacemaker are getting tortured. And the rest of the squad has to come in and save them. Yeah, I think that's how episode 3 ends. Yeah, it just there's not. I want to like this. Despite what John Cena has done, despite him bowing to China, despite all of that, despite him with the whole Taiwan situation, despite what James Gunn has done in the past, I wanted to like this because I really liked the Suicide Squad. I gave that a chance, and it earned the chance for this, and this has not earned its chance. I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it or not, because it is just woke garbage. It's the worst thing that I know that James Gunn has worked on. He's usually pretty good with writing, but like this is what happens when you put identity politics into your properties, into your writing. It limits the stories you're allowed to tell, the characters you're allowed to have. It takes away the complexity and the entertainment. Like, it could have this stuff in there, but if it was willing to go the full length, it might be enjoyable. Like, there's a little bit of woke stuff in the Suicide Squad. I'm pretty sure I brought it up in my review, but it wasn't overbearing. The message that the writer and director wants to put in there was not overbearing on the story. The story can exist with or without that. The identity politics is steering the entire series. Yeah, that's what I have to say about it. I would not watch it. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.